Hey guys, it's that time again. It is Survivor Series, or whenever you're watching this Survivor Series happen. And I'm going to talk about the women's traditional 5-on-5 elimination match. We're going to have three traditional elimination matches for this Survivor Series. They are really going hard on the traditional matches because I think for like the last couple of years they haven't had a whole lot of traditional matches. So we're going to like do a whole bunch because this is the first cross promotional since the draft. No, it's the second. SummerSlam was the first. This is the second since the draft cross promotional um, pay per view with SmackDown and Raw. So we're gonna have the five females from Raw, which is basically their whole roster, versus five women from SmackDown, which is basically their whole roster. I'm gonna talk about who I think is gonna win and why. First off, I'm going to go with I think Raw is going to win the big one, the men's 5-on-5. I think it's going to go to Raw, and with Raw winning that one means that there's going to probably be it's going to be a 2-to-1 situation. Whoever wins two of them is going to win the big one. So if SmackDown wins the tag and the women's, Raw is winning the men's. If Raw wins the women's and the tag, then SmackDown's going to be winning the big one for the five guys. And I don't think the SmackDown's going to be winning that one. I think that's going to go to Raw because Vince likes Raw better. He's always liked Raw better. And it gives Stephanie something to like, crow about and, be a bitch about. And it doesn't hurt SmackDown as much if they go to one. Um, I would love it for SmackDown to get a whole clean sweep. That would be so good for SmackDown and make SmackDown really, really strong. But I don't think the WWE wants SmackDown to be too strong. They still want Raw to be their flagship show. So I think that the men are going to be taking it. So I'm going to have SmackDown tag win this tag, and I'm going to have SmackDown's women win the 5-on-5. Even though Raw's women should probably win it, I'm going to go with the SmackDown Raw just based on the fact that I think Raw is taking the 5-on-5 men's match. Um, I've got SmackDown winning the women's 5-on-5, and I have Becky and I have Nikki Bella as the sole survivors. I think they're going to be the two that win. I think that um, I think that um, Nia Jax. I can think of her name real quick. I think that Nia Jax is probably going to go out early. I think that if they could just get somebody like it's going to be like a pylon, or she's going to like try to spear somebody and miss it, and then I think it's going to be something where they get Nia Jax out really early because if you got Nia Jax in your corner, you're screwed. What are you gonna? Nia Jax is huge. Nia Jax is killing girls on the freaking roster right now. You saw her kind of go through the barricade on SmackDown, so I think it's going to be kind of the same thing where they take her out that way. Um, I think that the bickering between Charlotte and Sasha is going to get them eliminated. One of them, if not both of them, are going to get eliminated because of the bickering and the going back and forth, and somebody messes up, and she can blame Sasha or whatever when they lose. I would like the narrative of Bailey going out early. I think that Charlotte calling her the weak link and then her getting eliminated early would really help um, would really help their storyline going down because I heard that Vince is really high on Bailey and really wants her to go for the title really quickly. So I think that that would help the narrative between Charlotte and Bailey if Bailey's ejected pretty early, probably by Alexa Bliss. I think Alexa Bliss is going to have a really good showing in the 5-on-5. I think that she eliminates. I think Alexa Bliss eliminates Bailey, which is great heel heat for Alexa Bliss because she's going to need it going into continuing her program with Becky. So I think that Becky has a strong showing. I hope Naomi has a strong showing. I have a feeling Naomi is the first out for the SmackDown team, which I don't want that to be the case. I'd rather be Carmella, but I don't think it's going to be Carmella. I think Naomi is the first one out for the SmackDown, which sucks. Because I love Naomi and I want big things for Naomi. Like I feel the glow. I want Naomi to have a title reign and like all that good stuff. Alicia Fox is probably going to last longer than people think. I think a lot of people are like, oh, Alicia Fox is going to be the first one out for the Raw team. I don't think so. I think it would be better if the first girl out on the Raw team is Bayley. It's a big shock and it helps with the narrative for Bayley being like the underdog and the weak link and all that good stuff. But I do see that SmackDown is going to win the women's match only because Raw's winning the men's match. Yeah, that's really all I can think about. The Hell in a Cell match with the women was fan freaking tastic. I'm so happy. I was like, I at moments I thought I was going to cry because like when the cage was coming down on Charlotte and Sasha, I'm going off on a tangent here. I legit like had about to cry. Like I was getting choked up. I was like, oh my god, there's so many emotions rolling through me. These women are having a Hell in a Cell match. They're the last match on the card, which controversially do not think should have happened. I do not think they should have been the last match on the card. It has not been promoted. The only person who said it's the main event is Mick Foley. They are not allowed to say this was the main event. They never advertised it as the main event. Yeah, they were on the poster, but Stephanie was on the poster for Elimination Chamber. She wasn't in the Elimination Chamber. Triple H has been on posters for pay-per-views he's not even at. So like them being on the poster means nothing. So the announcers, the commentators never said that they were the main event. The words "the women are the main event" never came out of anybody's mouth except for Mick Foley. So I don't think that it was worth it if you're going to hide the fact that they were the main event at Hell in a Cell. Why even do it? Like, why not? You should be on the rooftops screaming that your women were the main event in a pay per view, and they're not. So I don't think that it was worth it. I think they should have saved it for WrestleMania or saved it for something else where they could do the Four Horsewomen or whatever. But the match, except for a couple wonky table spots, the match was fantastic. The story they told was fantastic with Charlotte beating the crap out of Sasha before the cage came down and Charlotte doing her, Sasha doing her best Daniel Bryan and getting off the stretcher with the neck brace and all of that stuff. And it was fantastic. I really thought that match was that was a 5-star stellar match that had a lot of emotion and a lot of great wrestling and like even the tease of Charlotte climbing up the cage and you were just like, oh no, she can't go up there, So the Hell in a Cell match was magnificent. So that was my thoughts on that. And I'm looking forward to Survivor Series. They've got a pretty decent card for Survivor Series. I know that a lot of people are more excited for the NXT show. The NXT show is going to be great, but I think that Survivor Series this year is going to be something that we haven't been invested in a while. I think the Dolph Ziggler being the sole survivor, that one with their jobs on the line and the authority and all that thing. I think that was the last Survivor Series, which was like 2012. 2000, maybe 2012 was the last time we were like, oh, I'm invested in this Survivor Series match. And I've been invested. I'm invested in the storyline of Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, and like um, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins kind of being on the same page and like a little mini Shield reunion. I'm invested in all of it. I'm invested in the SmackDown team. I'm invested in Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles, and I'm with this weird Ellsworth in the mix, and I'm invested in all of it. And so I think this is going to be a really good Survivor Series. I'm very confused with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt right now. It's strange. I don't know what's going on with that, with him being Bray Wyatt's backup or his bitch or whatever. That's strange. With The men having Braun Strowman, I think that's what's going to be the difference maker. And I really would love it if Braun Strowman was a sole survivor. That'd be great. I think the WWE is going to troll the shit out of that audience and everybody watching, and Roman Reigns is going to be the sole survivor on the Raw team. You don't like Roman Reigns now, you're really not going to like Roman Reigns in a minute, because I think he is going to be the sole survivor, and they're just going to say to everybody in the WWE and tell them to suck it. And it's Roman Reigns, so learn to like it. And I think that's going to happen. I don't see it might be Roman and Seth Rollins just to keep a little bit of that make the crowd a little bit happy because it's Seth Rollins, but I would not be surprised if the last person standing is Roman Reigns and he done super punched everybody and he's a sole survivor because he's basically the mini champ of the company because they treat that US title like it's a world title. So he's basically mini world champ. So I would not be surprised if he's a sole survivor. But I actually kind of want Roman Reigns to be the sole survivor just to laugh at everybody who's so will be so mad. Um, I wish it was SmackDown. SmackDown needs it more, but it ain't gonna be SmackDown. So, all right, those are my thoughts on the Survivor Series match coming up. I'm gonna go Team SmackDown for the women, even though it should be Team Raw. But what are you gonna do? But I say Becky and Miss Nikki Bella because they got Total Bellas to promote, Total Divas to promote. So, and I don't think anybody is Alicia Fox on Total Divas still. There's nobody on Team Raw that's on Total Divas. So, Team SmackDown has Natty, and Nikki, and I think Naomi's on this season too. So they got three girls on SmackDown that are on Total Divas. Team SmackDown's winning. All right, so those are my thoughts, and see you guys later. Enjoy